Hey champions, Arian, Tyson here. Listen, I want to shoot this video and I want to encourage you to stop living like you're behind. Stop living like you're behind. Think about your favorite sport, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, whether it's baseball, whether it's hockey. Don't live or don't play like you're behind. And what I mean by that is, ask yourself, is there an area which in your life you're behind where you should be? Do you feel that, do you feel behind in your friendships, money, respect, free time, happiness, productivity, in your health, fitness, in your organization, in your relationships, or success in general? If an area comes to mind, think about this as you listen to what I'm about to say. Think about a great comeback. Now, for example, and I'm really not a fan of the New England Patriots. I really am not. But it's the best example that I can give as far as really big games. Matter of fact, I don't even got to use that because it's the NBA playoffs. I can actually use what happened. I believe it was in game 3 of the series between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Indiana Pacers. And I'm really not a fan of Cleveland Cavaliers, but because it's relevant now, because we're in the NBA playoff season, I can use this example. Cleveland was behind by about 25 or 26 points at halftime. They were up 2-0 on the Indiana Pacers, but they were down by 25 at the end of the first half. And so, like any great coach, you have to go into the locker room and make the necessary adjustments. And so, although they were down by 25, they played like they were still in the game, led by LeBron James. And as a result, they were not only able to erase the 25-point deficit, they won the game. Not only did they win the game, they swept the series. They swept the series against the Indiana Pacers. 4 close games, but Cleveland won them all. What I'm saying is, don't play as if you're behind. Don't play as if you're behind. In basketball and in life, the fundamentals of success don't change when you fall behind. This isn't to say that we should deny the reality of our situations. It's to suggest that we strategically choose our reaction when we are behind. Cleveland wasn't saying, "Oh, woe is me, it's over, let's call this one in, fellas, we'll get them next time." No, they played as if the game was not over. And being behind and acting as if you're behind are two different things. Cleveland won that game because they started playing as if the game was tied. This allowed them to relax, to stop panicking, and play basketball the way that champions typically do, the way which they typically won their games. When you feel like you're behind, regular work won't seem to suffice, but don't be deceived, because it is the key to your turnaround. The fundamentals always work, and special plans to catch up often fail. So let me give you some examples of how playing or living from behind can put us further in the hole. Weight loss attempts. Many people think that to lose weight, they must go above and beyond what everyone else does, so they adopt diets and restrictions that nobody else has. And that's a huge mistake. There are actually biological problems with this approach. And that's on top of the psychological issues that come from playing from behind. And with these factors in mind, it's not surprising that dieting is one of the best ways to gain weight long term. Another example is happiness. Nothing will make you sadder than always feeling like you're behind. Some people always feel this way, regardless of their circumstances, success, and progress. It sucks the joy out of life because it makes you constantly focus on the endless list of what you still need to do. It prevents you from enjoying moments and celebrating your progress. It prevents you from being present. And instead of living behind, I challenge you to do this. What if instead of living from behind, you lived as if the score was 0-0 in every aspect of your life? And even 1 point would put you ahead. This idea removes all hesitation to move forward. When you're down by 25 points, metaphorically speaking, you may overthink your options trying to figure out how to score 25 points in one play, which is impossible. You'll question yourself and your actions and wonder if they're good enough instead of just doing them and moving ahead. Instead of living from behind, let's live as if any and every move forward puts us ahead. And this is factually true because every move forward puts you ahead of where you just were. And the true measure of success is not how you measure up to an arbitrary goal that you or society has set. It's how you measure up to who you were the very moment before this one. If you're any amount smarter, wiser, faster, stronger, better, or further along than you were last minute, guess what? You're succeeding. The fundamentals of what make a basketball team successful don't change just because they're down by 25 points. In the same manner, the fundamentals of successful living and progress doesn't change just because you're overweight, just because you're overwhelmed, just because you're in debt, or just because you're behind on a project. The fundamentals of successful living frequently use small steps to move forward and create momentum. Be consistent in key areas to build good habits that will compound and value forward progress in any amount. If you can focus on those, regardless of the circumstances, the results, peaks and valleys in your life, you will continuously improve your life and get wins. If you are way behind, take comfort in the fact that it doesn't really matter. Why? Because your way forward remains the same. So I wanted to share that with you. I hope that it was of value to you. If it was, feel free to leave me a comment. Feel free to share this video with someone that needs to hear this. I appreciate you. And remember, in life, you have two choices. You can make moves or you can make excuses, but you most certainly cannot do both. It's yours truly, Arian, Tyson, the Moving Motivator, and I will talk to you on the next one. Peace.